I worked for a small marketing agency for 3 years. The pay was decent. The hours were brutal. My boss, Derek, was a master at one thing, extracting unpaid overtime. We were salaried. 40-hour weeks on paper. In reality, I was working 60 to 80 hours every single week. He'd dump projects on me at 5 p.m. Friday. He'd CC me on midnight emails expecting responses within an hour. He'd schedule mandatory weekend meetings. When I pushed back, he'd say, quote, "That's what salaried means. You get the work done. If you can't handle the workload, maybe this job isn't for you." I took it for 3 years because I needed the experience and the resume line. I told myself I'd leave when I had 2 years in. Then 3. Then I'd finished a big campaign. Then after the holidays. The breaking point came in March. My grandmother died on a Tuesday. I told Derek I needed 3 days for the funeral. He said, quote, "We have a client deadline Friday. Can you handle it remotely?" I said no, I'd be at the funeral. He said, quote, "Then we have a problem." I went to the funeral anyway. When I came back Monday, Derek had written me up. Quote, "Insubordination. Failure to meet client commitments. Pattern of poor judgment." I started looking for a new job that night. But here's the thing, Derek was about to do something stupid. Something I'd been watching him do for months without realizing. He had a side hustle. A consulting business he ran on the side, using the agency's resources. Agency computers. Agency software licenses. Agency clients he was poaching for himself. I'd seen the emails. I'd seen the contracts. I had access to his shared drive because we worked on overlapping projects. He'd been sloppy. While I was at the funeral, I did one thing. I forwarded every piece of evidence to my personal email. Every contract. Every poached client document. Every screenshot of him using company resources for his side business. I didn't do anything with it yet. 6 weeks later, I got a new job. Better pay. Better hours. I gave Derek 2 weeks' notice. He told me I was making the worst mistake of my life. That I'd never work in marketing again. That he'd tell every contact he had to blacklist me. On my last day, I walked into the owner's office. Mr. Patel, the agency founder, who never came in but was technically Derek's boss. I'd asked to see him. I handed him a USB drive. I said, quote, "Before I leave, I think you should see what's been happening here." I left. I started my new job on Monday. 3 weeks later, Derek was fired. The agency lost 2 of its biggest clients when they found out Derek had been poaching them. Mr. Patel personally called the clients and apologized. They came back. Derek tried to start his own agency. He couldn't get insurance because of the lawsuits Mr. Patel filed. He tried to get hired at competing firms. Word had spread. Nobody would touch him. The last I heard, he was selling cars in Phoenix. He sent me an email 6 months ago. Asked if I'd put in a word for him at my new place. He said, quote, "We had our differences but I always thought we worked well together." I didn't reply. But I did print the email. I keep it on my fridge. Every time I'm tempted to stay too long at a bad job, I read it. And I remember. The system isn't fair. Bosses like Derek win all the time. But sometimes, just sometimes, they're sloppy enough to give you the rope. You just have to be patient enough to wait for them to hang themselves.